Hey Sag, welcome to Larissa Lily Temperance. Today we're doing your love read. This is for anyone Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Sag. And guys, take what resonates and as always, leave what doesn't. These are really intense energies that I've been picking up for Sag lately. And definitely a third party situation. So for those of you who've been resonating with the past readings, this may be still part of the energies. But let's just get it started. Definitely a third party situation. Sag, normally when I get messages like this, or at least this so clear, it's really an energy to process, and this reading may have some trigger warnings because during the meditation I already felt that I might have to pull some cards about our like internal battles. So, again, it's not, this is a collective, you guys, so I'm tapping into so much. It's hard to interpret when it's heavy energies like this. But anyways, let's just get into it because that was give a relationship a chance, and I saw forgiving and learning. So a lot of you are really in the space of really someone here, and it could be this is your person or vice versa. I feel both energies are coming here for this reading, and which is why I'm giving it the way I'm giving it. So let's show some compassion also for those who may be going through the experience. But there's one energy, there's the third party situation. One is coming to realization of what's happening, but the heart space is not ready to let go. So it's almost like this is a form of self-worth, issues with self-worth, because if we still want to be with someone who's harmed us, what's happening is our shadows being triggered. And, then there's more about us that we need to decide about. Yeah, you deserve love. This is definitely going to be for someone who needs to. You are lovable. But this is, I'm loudly hearing self-worth here. And long term, this was a marriage for a lot of you. Free yourself. A lot of you, this was a marriage. This was long term. This is just because it's what you know. So decisions very soon. Yep. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Someone really needs to decide what they want. Yeah, retreat. This is Virgo season, and this is a very important season. I always feel it is. And this is a time to internal. Virgo season, Virgo in the major arcanas is the Hermit, and it allows you to disconnect. It allows you to listen to your internal emotions, your inner wisdom. And it's time to disconnect from the world. And a lot of you, I think, the ultimate, this feels like a feeling of when you initially find out something, and I'm really tapping into something extremely deep here, but we're so disappointed and so disillusioned. It's almost like, how could this happen to me moment, and it gets really deep. So I feel this space is definitely needing to be respected, and romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. So the way I interpret what's happening here, right, because we're talking about what you deserve, is that your feelings are still very, very in this. And I'm speaking to a few also who still want your person back despite of what happens. And again, it's because of what you know. But Spirit is pointing out for some of you that this long term, even though you've been with your person for a long time, you might need to really make some decisions, right? Because again, it's what you want. Clearly decide what you want so it comes to you now. It's going to require some really soul searching energy. I'm feeling some deep soul searching here. So let's see what else on your main spread. Yeah, courage, strength is just popped out, but I'm going to put it back. But this is a lot of confidence, courage, resilience, and I'm really feeling that this third party situation for some of you, it's so like it's pretty solid, and I'm feeling your person has really decided to move on. Like it's the whole works. Like they probably moved in with this person. It was like they were out, they moved in, or maybe just a few months, and they all of a sudden this revelation of them having another person. Two more, Spirit. And this is a kind of a wake-up call. Yeah, rejoice and celebration. So to me, this is a desire for reconciliation. Here goes Emperor energy. I am feeling some energy of not willing to let go. Yeah. Positive movement forward. 8 of Pentacles, and of course the 9 of Swords will show up. Suffering in silence. You know, this is an energy that I really am feeling this energy of not wanting to get up in the morning. You know, here we have sacral chakra and High Priestess energy, intuition. 2-2, dualities of life. Some of you may be seeing 2-2-2, but this is the lessons of life. And then we have the Chariot. And that's why I was picking up, because I was seeing the Chariot, I was picking up that energy, just not having any energy. Someone here has a hard time getting up from the bed. And that Strength card is that you're going to need the resilience, because there's a lot of chakra energies. If you guys go click on all the videos, you're going to see chakras. I haven't had these chakra cards really come out in the reads in a while, because normally I just care for 4 cards, and obviously allow other cards to come out if Spirit asks, you know, gives them to me. But the chakras have been very important in this season, and I think a lot of people are coming into, to me this is a timeline shift. When I see this much chakras, it's because the collective is on a timeline shift, and really big decisions about our next stage, our next soul stage, our next soul cycle, or whether the cycle repeats or the cycle, you know, changes, is really here. And normally these energies kick up right after the Lion's Gate, which we do have the number 8 here. So let's look at some clarification, Spirit. So let's see what this positive movement forward is. Why the positive movement forward? You know, there is definitely a need to get optimistic here. The emotions are really King of Cups. Emotions are definitely running high. 5 of Wands and the Page of Wands. I mean, 5 of Wands, clarifying positive. It's like this, there's a need to end the conflict or the internal battle. I think what I'm also hearing from this Page of Wands is our internal dialogue. And that's why we're suffering in silence, because if we're suffering in silence, 9 of Swords, there's a lot of internal dialogue that's happening. I just hear the mind is racing, right? So let's clarify this Page of Wands. Some of you also, it's the conflict between you and your person. So there's a lot of, some of you, there's a lot of communication happening. Okay, more on this Page of Wands. Yeah, so 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. It's a lot of rejection wounds here. It's not a negative thing here. Whoever is experiencing this, I have to give the reading how I have to give it, you guys. But think about it. 4 of Pentacles, there is comfort in this version of ourselves. And we have 2 5s here, so that means change. And I feel that there is a need to stop the triggering wounds here, even if it's through conversation. And it's because we're wounded. So if we're wounded, therefore the dialogue with our person is going to reflect that energy. And it's going to constantly trigger these energies of really low emotions. And it's part, it's part of the processing. It's just that saying, right? This too shall pass. And it will. You know, we don't die of broken hearts. Although I do feel that's not true for those who have like marriages for years and they they reach elder lives, and you know, when the elder passes first, and then, you know, always the next partner follows. I do feel that the broken heart at that point. But these are two people that love each other, been married for 40, 50 years, you name it, 60 years. Like, they had lifetime together. So I do feel those are true. But this feels for every this is a guidance for someone who's not in their 80s or 90s. Of course not. This to me is obviously a much younger group here. So give me more of this Nine of Swords. Give me more of this Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's the revealing. Wow, guys, look at this. Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Moon. Seven of Cups to me is the emotions, and Page of Swords. So obviously someone found out here. A lot of you found out your person is literally on the next level with this third party. This is going to cause a lot of emotional wounds. It's just part of what happens, right? We're going to be wounded. So, yep. Seven of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Suffering in silence, that someone's moved on. You know, and these are triggers. These are going to be triggers. Let's see this Ace of Wands. I'm going to clarify it. Ten of Swords. Yeah. With the Nine of Swords again, and the Ten of Pentacles. So definitely someone's moved on to another commitment. So this means one ending, the realization that there's no returning to this relationship. Like, this is a person, this is definitely an ending. And a lot of you, an ending of a marriage. You know, there's no way to explain something like this, because it's one of those things that it's not something that happened overnight, because this is something it's been a built up of years. You know, it's not been good. And the Seven of Wands is, I feel both parties have been on the defense. It's just not been in a situation, an ideal situation. So I'm going to clarify the Seven of Wands here for the Nine of Swords. Why the Seven of Wands? Oh my God, Ace of Wands. Again, Ace of Wands. So Ace of Cups. Someone found out someone's moved on, right? So this is either you or your person, or a person around you. You know, maybe they found out you moved on here, Sagittarius, or you found out, or this is your person and their ex found out, right? So you guys, again, put where the shoe fits. I just have to isolate the energies here, because it's a lot of I just feel a lot when readers get like this. I'm very intuitive, so I get a lot of emotions in these reads. It's hard to get them in words. So give me more of this Chariot. This is someone's mad. This ending, and someone like literally moving on is mad. And it's causing a lot of trigger wounds. Let's see this Triumph here. Why the Chariot? Yeah. Five of Swords. This is a lot of trigger wounds. It can cause levels of rejection here with the Five of Pentacles, but also an energy of losing. And I'm guys, again, 555. I feel this feels like a very vengeful energy. So give me more of this Five of Swords. Right? When someone's determined, right? Yeah. There goes the strength. We saw the strength earlier. The ego's bruised here. The ego's bruised. This is about winning. This is about vengefulness. This is about also needing to find courage during this time. So some of you are not in a vengeful heart. Someone's not in a, someone's not always in a vengeful heart. But this is going to require courage. Give me more of this Five of Swords. But it's also, there's a lot of ego in play here. Give me more of this Five of Swords. Seeing competition, right? Again, Eight of Swords. Feeling blocked. Ace of Pentacles. Someone moved on. Six of Swords. There's an energy of the ego being bruised. There's an energy of feeling like betrayed, like this is something someone was not willing to see. unexpected for some of you. I mean, but if a relationship's been this low for so long, the question really is here is, was it really unexpected? And if it was unexpected, then you know you were with a narcissist, because only narcissists can, and this would have to be someone who's been telling you, I love you, you're beautiful, you're the most handsome person in the world, I would never leave you, for days and years to come, and you never see it. But if there's been mistreatment, then sometimes it's trapped in fear. This Eight of Swords is what we're avoiding. It's what we're not willing to see. And honestly, sacral chakra here is because this is an injury. Sacral chakras are connections. And there is definitely an injury here. So someone really needs to disconnect, I feel, with this. Spend some time and really, really resolve emotions. Give me more of the sacral chakra. Yeah, give it time. Temperance. And again, Two of Cups. Someone needs to give healing connections, past energy, this connection in itself, and give it time. Give me more on this patience. Temperance. Why the Temperance? Yep. We've got King of Pentacles and Justice, which for a lot of you, this is, like I said, a marriage. So the disappointment, right? Feeling like this, how can someone walk away from the marriage? I hear that too. And there's a lot of questions here. A lot of questions here about what's fair, right? This isn't fair. There's just a lot. Someone's definitely not. This Two of Cups is, yeah, Four of Cups wants to show up. Someone's just, it's a disappointment. It's a very low energy. Give me more on this Two of Cups. You know, there's comparison. There goes the Emperor. Give me more on this Two of Cups, which we saw the Emperor, right? I'll point it back out again. Give me more on this Two of Cups. And that also represents husband, wife, Emperor. Yeah, this is your person. Someone really feels, oh, this is my husband, my wife, my marriage. How can someone walk out? It's a my energy. Remember when we saw it here, and a desire for reconciliation, Emperor. So this shakes up someone's stability, which triggers feelings. I also feel, again, this romantic feelings, back to this energy, is this unwillingness to let go. Or, yeah, unwillingness to walk away yet. No one, this energy is an energy of someone not willing to walk away. But it's almost like there is no other decision but to, because you have all these aces. So I'm clearly seeing someone has already started a new life. So this is an emotional injury that I'm tapping into. Give me more on this High Priestess. Okay, it's a lot, but Three of Pentacles, Page of Cups. There goes the Strength again. The Eight of Pentacles, which we have here, and the Six of Swords. So to me, Spirit is screaming, right? So we have the Eight of Pentacles here, which is again clarified by the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. And so the conversations, there's going to have to be intuitively, and also intuition. High Priestess, there's a level of really needing to spiritually resolve and spend with yourself about what's happening here. And that's why the Strength card is here. There's a resilience and a courage here to kind of move forward. Six of Swords, find some peace in the mind to move on. You know, I don't do reversals, so obviously all this in reverse would mean no one wants to let go. And then Three of Pentacles, Page of Cups, which will mean, you know, lots of emotional, unstable emotions being expressed, and an unwillingness to collaborate. So upright, this is to me interpreting how the need, someone has to find the resilience. High Priestess, really tap into your spirit, because this is a trigger wound for sure. and work through what's happening. There is a third party situation, and was it unfair? Yes, you know, in this case, but I feel this is leading to something so much more too, because this is a choice at this point of moving on and kind of resolving your lives. Yeah, grounding your energy, Queen of Pentacles, and making a decision. So again, we're back to the decision. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now, right? And we're back to you deserve love and free yourself, right? So this is definitely a reading of needing to free themselves. So let's see what some shadows are. I'm going to pull some shadows. This may not relate to someone, everyone. So this is, to me, this is the trigger part, you guys. Trigger warning here. So let's see what the shadow aspect is for some of you. Again, it's not going to be for everyone, but I feel Spirit always isolates the most harshest that needs to be processed. Yes, I knew it. Vengeful. That's what I feel with this Five of Swords and this Chariot. It is a wanting to win. It's a very vengeful energy I feel here. So vengeful. Find a better way to heal your anger. This negative emotion comes back full circle, and it will. And I feel this reading is really to guide someone through, give you time for self-reflection, because that's what High Priestess energy does. Spirit is emphasizing this time to retreat, which is time to disconnect from the world. So you need to disconnect yourself from your own storyline, give yourself time alone to process, get your heart right, because this is definitely a vengeful energy. This is an injury. This easily falls into victimhood. So that's why Spirit is pointing out the vengeful. Find a better way to heal your anger. This negative emotion comes back full circle, which it will. Quick-tempered. Yeah. Think before you speak. Put space between your thoughts and the words that come out. That's what I feel here, you guys, where there's a lot. The communication's just not in a better place. And all it does is cause more re-injury here. So it's hard to move forward and work through it if we're constantly quick-tempered and resentful. Think loving thoughts for the person or yourself that you resent. It's restricting your emotional happiness. Yes. Guys, I mean, this is everything I just said, right? So it's definitely, this reading is for someone who is just in a space that you need to give yourself time because of what's happening. Yeah, so blockage here is joy. Joy comes from within. Stop seeking outside of yourself. This is that energy where there's that Eight of Swords energy, right? Where we're unwilling to see, or just not unwilling, but guys, unwilling and not ready. It's both, right? When we're not ready, we're just not ready to see what's happening. And so it gets very, part of the grieving and the moving forward and the processing is that we're not willing to see what's within us, right? So stop seeking outside of yourself. So it's about pointing fingers, and it's part of the stage. It's just, it is, right? And here, bottom of the deck is bad behaviors, falling back into old habits. I think this is part of what was ignored. I think they were bad behaviors. This is what I'm saying. Nobody's in this space with their connection if the connection was awesome, right? So I think there was a part, having to see how this connection got here, there's an understanding that's needed. And there were probably lots of old habits, you know, and this was just kind of the tipping point for this relationship. And then someone actually definitely moved on, and this is definitely an energy of someone who's moved on. This is another trigger energy, but this is giving some self-love energy, maybe perspective. So when change needs to happen, I begin to procrastinate. So maybe there's withholding, you know, not moving forward. And I feel this is a need of like, get through it, but that's part of it. When I fail to set boundaries with others, I become angry with myself for days. That's, to me, that's that Nine of Swords energy. So some of you need to set boundaries here. You know, there's a need for setting boundaries. And again, not being so hard on yourself either, right? So if there are things you don't want to see, you set those boundaries. But remember, not to hurt. We have to help, like, set healthy ones, you know, for ourselves. So let's get some guidance. What is the guidance here for Sag? All right. Yeah, learning. This is very important here, learning. Time to reflect on your life lessons. What you have been through is coming to perspective. New ways of looking at things are now being shown. And this is requiring a new way. That's why this High Priestess, seeing ourselves, our shadows. There's a lot that's being shown here. Interesting. Okay, so let's see one more guidance. You know, reestablishing your foundation is what's gonna be important here. And one more guidance for Sag, please. You know, this is exactly the card I was envisioning when I was giving this read. And I'm so glad Spirit gave me this message. This is a bridge for sure. And so show gratitude to the past as you transition from one phase of life into the next. This is very important. There's a lot of reflection here. And there is another stage of life. So resisting the transition, that's what I'm saying, this is a process. So again, I know it's hard to see the silver lining, right? Show gratitude. That's the silver lining to the mess that's going on. But show gratitude to the past as you transition from one phase of life into the next. This is just a next phase. And that's why I say the process of the soul growth is in phases, is stages. And a lot of you, the sacral chakras that have been showing up in the reads is that literally there are closes here, and some of us are going to repeat some life lessons again because we're not ready for the next transition, the next phase. And some of us are going to, like, Spirit is truly guiding you. So the emotional body is clearly speaking to prepare you for the next phase, for decisions to be made. Again, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. I'm going to leave it there, Sag. I love you. Please like, share, subscribe. Click that bell button if you enjoy my frequency. But remember to live always relentlessly in striving aspiration. This is the evolution of your soul. And I'm here to nurture you. Until next message. Bye.